This was India's greatest friend, the Soviet Union. Whenever India was in trouble, USSR stood beside India, supplying weapons, blocking India's enemies in the UN, and supporting India when many powerful countries didn't. But one day, something unbelievable happened. The world's most powerful, superpower, duperpower, ultrapower, hyperpower, gigapower suddenly collapsed, and overnight, it shattered into 15 different countries. How could a giant nation just disappear? And why did this change India's future forever? But before we begin, USSR did so much for India during some of India's toughest moments. So today, let's salute that friendship. Smash the like button, and in the comments type, salute India and USSR. We can at least do this much for them. And if you want more India videos, then subscribe. Now, let's see how one of the world's greatest superpowers suddenly broke into 15 countries. Back in the 1980s, the Soviet Union looked completely unstoppable.
Bro, can you chill for 5 minutes? I don't want to poop on my pants.
USSR wasn't just one country. It was actually 15 different republics all stitched together under one giant government. Imagine forcing 15 roommates to share one house, one wallet, and one TV remote for decades. At first, it somehow worked, but then the economy started falling apart. Shops became emptier than my wallet. People waited hours just to buy basic food, and many were getting frustrated. Meanwhile, their Cold War with America was costing them an insane amount of money. USSR was basically trying to pay for a mansion, while its bank account was crying. Then came a new leader, Mikhail Gorbachev. He tried to fix all this mess. He introduced big reforms that gave people more freedom and tried to improve the economy. Sounds great, right? Well, it accidentally had the opposite effect. Those reforms gave people something they hadn't had in a long time. Guess what it is? The freedom to complain. He wanted to save USSR by giving people more freedom. But instead, it became one of the biggest mistakes in Soviet history. People finally had the freedom to speak their minds. And many republics said they don't want to stay anymore. Lithuania was one of the first to declare independence.
USSR.
Yeah?
I think we should break up.
Wait, what?
I want to be independent.
You're joking, right?
Nope, I'm leaving.
Bro, we are a family.
So, I'm moving out?
Then more republics joined in. Latvia, Estonia, Georgia, Armenia, and others started demanding their own future. At this point, the Soviet Union was basically watching its friend list shrink in real time. Then, in August 1991, things got even crazier. A group of hardline Soviet leaders tried to remove Gorbachev and take back control.
What is this dumbass even doing? What was the need to give these people the right to complain? We should kick him out of power to save the USSR. You are absolutely right.
They thought this would save the USSR. Plot twist, it did the exact opposite. The coup failed, millions of people protested, and the republics became even more determined to leave. And at that point, the Soviet Union was basically held together with hopes, prayers, and tapes. Finally, on December 26, 1991, it was over. The mighty Soviet Union officially disappeared from the map. And overnight, it became 15 independent countries. The red flag came down for the last time. The Cold War was over, and India had just lost one of its closest international partners forever. But why was the USSR so important to me in the first place? And what happened after it disappeared? Some people say the Soviet Union only helped India because it benefited them. Many people downplay the friendship between India and the Soviet Union. That's partly true that Soviet Union helped India for its own benefits too. People forget India also gained a lot from that friendship. Every superpower puts its own interests first. America does it. China does it too. Same thing. Soviet Union did too. Obviously, no country spends billions helping another country without expecting something in return. But that doesn't change the fact that India benefited enormously from this partnership, and for decades, the USSR was one of India's most reliable international partners. That's exactly why its collapse was such a big moment for India. But words aren't enough. Let's go back to the past and see with our own eyes how the Soviet Union stood beside India during some of its biggest moments. Our story begins in the 1950s. I just became independent. I have big dreams, but there is one small problem. India didn't have enough modern factories, advanced technology, or powerful weapons. Meanwhile, two giant superpowers were fighting for influence across the world. On one side, the United States. On the other, the Soviet Union. Think of it as the 1950s version of Goku versus Saitama. Two ridiculously powerful superpowers, each trying to prove they were the strongest. Both wanted more friends. No, I'm joining neither. Why should I support either of them?
Wait, bro thinks he can stay neutral.
Instead of picking a side, India followed a policy called non-alignment. Basically, India wanted to stay independent and make its own decisions instead of becoming part of either superpower's military alliance. Even though India stayed neutral, Soviet Union still saw India as an important partner, and soon actions would speak louder than words. USSR began helping India build massive steel plants, heavy industries, and supplied technology that helped strengthen India's industrial base. It was only the beginning, because the biggest test of this friendship was still waiting. The year was 1971. East Pakistan had declared independence, and millions of refugees went to India. The situation was getting out of control. India stepped into the war to support East Pakistan, and eventually, India decided enough was enough. Stop attacking innocent people and let them decide their own future.
India, don't come in the middle.
But geographically, I am already in the middle.
This isn't your problem.
It became my problem the moment millions of people crossed into my country.
Then come and stop us.
What do you mean us?
I have my friend with me.
Oh, so you have America with you. USA sent the USS Enterprise, one of the world's most powerful aircraft carriers, into the Bay of Bengal. What the heck is this?
Comrade India needs help.
Soviet Union strongly backed India diplomatically.
Mr. President, India must stop its military operation immediately.
But bro, there are millions of refugees in my country.
Not my problem.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Soviet Union?
Net veto.
Bro, what the hell?
Thank God. Now you might be wondering, wait, there were so many countries in the UN. How did one Soviet vote stop everyone? It's 'cause Soviet Union wasn't just any country. It was one of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. And those 5 countries had something called a veto. Even if everyone else says yes, if the owner says no, then it's basically game over. Soviets' vetoes got many resolutions rejected. They used their powerful veto not once, not twice, but 3 times. Those vetoes gave India more time to complete its military objectives before the war ended. Also, Soviet Union was the only country here that used its veto to support India's position. Their support mattered a lot. Not only that, Soviets send their own fleet.
India is not alone. I got his back.
Soviet Union wasn't just watching. It sent its own fleet, including missile-equipped warships and submarines, into the Indian Ocean. Now the superpowers were facing each other at sea. Neither side wanted a direct war. But Soviets made it very clear that India is not alone. Now let me tell you a fun fact. For decades, around 60 to 70% of India's military equipment actually came from the Soviet Union and later, Russia. In fact, even today, India still uses many weapons that were originally designed or supplied during the Soviet era. Its biggest and strongest republic, Russia, continued the friendship with India. Russia even inherited the Soviet Union's permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council, along with its powerful veto. The Soviet flag may have disappeared, but the bond between India and Russia didn't. Flags changed, but friendship didn't.
Bro, how is this friendship still alive after more than 70 years? Their friendship is older than my dusty gaming laptop.
Mate, their friendship has lasted longer than half the things in my museum.
Even my products don't last that long.
Chinese products don't have a good quality anyways. The editor is editing this video with a Chinese mouse, and it literally stopped working for a while just now. So was the Soviet Union perfect? Nope. Every superpower follows its own interests, but history remembers who stood beside you when it mattered most. Make sure to like the video and comment to salute our greatest friend. Jahend.
The stage is bright, country was rolling, taking flight. Speeding ahead, breaking free. Beyond the stand, you and me. UK, USA, living strong. Mexico's rhythm, join the song. Switzerland's peace, steady and bright. Country balls unite, shining light. Across dimensions we thrive. Anime versus, let's revive. So let's persist, never slow. This journey our spirits grow. With anime versus leading.